What is up, you guys? So I am about to get into Wendy, like Wendy Darling from Peter Pan. I am trying to record this video for you guys, and I will be releasing it on Patreon early, probably like 2-3 days early, and then I'm gonna release it to the rest of the world on YouTube, which is probably where you're watching it right now. So I just kind of wanted to make it to show you guys, like, my process of getting into cosplay, doing the makeup and the hair and everything, and B, give you guys any tips that I've learned cosplaying in general and just cosplaying the specific characters. So as you can see, I have one blue contact in, and this one I still haven't put in yet because I literally can't get it in. I got my contacts from eyecolorcontacts.com. This literally isn't an advertisement. I'm just like talking about their products right now. They ship to you quickly. Like, I ordered these 2 days ago and I got them in already. I will say that they are super thin, so they are kind of hard to get in, but they look awesome. And I actually got enlarging ones this time, which is a new experience for me, and I'm in love with how they look so far. I think it's like the perfect look for animated characters, is like having like the larger eyes, because they all have larger eyes. I don't know what the deal is with that, but they do. I highly recommend. They're also like $15-16, sometimes more, sometimes less, and like they look freaking awesome. So yeah, I would highly recommend. I'll put the link down below, and I'll also put the link to my Patreon down below. Yeah, continuing on, I'm gonna do my hair now. We're gonna do my hair. So first thing with Wendy's hair, find something that will part my hair down the middle, and I do that because she has a middle part, you know, makes sense. And after I part it, I grab about this much hair, and I just kind of tuck this hair behind. You're gonna put your hair back up, like fix your ponytail after you do this part. But yeah, so then I grab little pieces at a time, and I tease and put some hairspray in. Some hairspray in there and tease it. Just make sure to keep the top part smooth because you don't want your hair looking gross. You don't want the rest of the world knowing that your hair is a rat's nest underneath, you know? Yeah, and then it's just, you know, poofy. You can see the difference right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it to the other side. If you guys don't know, I hate wigs. So if I can avoid wigs at any cost, I'm going to. So I went ahead and made the beautiful decision of cutting my own hair, literally only for this cosplay. These are my little hairs, and basically what I do with these is I take my curling iron and curl them in towards my face, like so, and they make these cute little curls. And then once I actually get the rest of my hair done, I just tuck them up into the hair like that, and they kind of resemble her hair. This is your portrayal of the character. It doesn't have to be screen accurate. I think that that's really important to understand. So if you're ever frustrated, why did I turn that off? If you're ever frustrated with it not being perfect, don't be. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you look good and you feel good and you feel like you are representing that character, that's all that matters. So we're gonna take all this hair and tuck it back. I put it about halfway, and then I kind of pull these hairs out like this front piece, so I can tease it back up again and give it that volume that we created in the beginning. And then the back of the hair, I'm literally just going to curl it. I'm only recording TikToks and Wendy right now, so the back of my hair doesn't really need to be perfect. So it is about 10 minutes later, and I got her mostly curled. One thing that I do make sure of when I am curling my hair and like so quickly and stuff like that is to always have one curl that is super good and can be seen on camera, so that way if you're ever turned to the side like this, it all looks pretty good. And if you're ever facing the front and you want a little bit of hair in the front, you have that option. Now for makeup. Wendy is very young, and so something that I'm 21 years old, and I'm obviously not, I think she's 12. I'm not 12. So I have to really put on a thick layer of foundation to kind of cover like all of the imperfections that my skin has picked up over the years. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start on the makeup now. So for foundation, I'm using this little guy right here, and that's about how much I'm using. And the brush kind of lets me take it on a little more. I can already feel the pimples. I hate the feeling of foundation on my face. Okay, so after that, I'm gonna use some concealer. It's CoverGirl Clean Matte Concealer. It's like the lightest shade that I could find, fair. I'm gonna put that under my eyes because I have really dark circles. It's one of the things that I've actually come to love a lot about myself. I don't know. I think that they can be pretty when you look at them in a positive light. So if you guys have dark circles, you know, you're beautiful. and you should know that. You should feel confident in them. So for the eyebrows, she has really, really thin eyebrows. She also has really light hair. Unfortunately, I don't have light hair, but we're gonna do what we can for it. So I go ahead and put this little curve in it because she does have a little curve. And then after that, I use this little brush and I go back over it with concealer to kind of shrink the size of them. And for contour, I found this cheap palette at Target. When I'm doing cosplay, I don't like to use my fancy stuff. So I literally will go find whatever contour palette is on sale, and it usually lasts me like 2 months. It's amazing, and it does the job. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this little guy and go underneath my eyes and everything. And then I'm gonna go back over with contour. I'm gonna use the really, really light contour because, again, she's 12 years old. She doesn't really have a definition to her face yet. So I just put a tiny bit up in the corner. I also make sure to keep it a little high because she does have high cheekbones, so keep it high up. And then I put contour down here on my jawline to make it a little sharper because she does have a sharp jawline. And then I just put some up here because I usually do, and it feels right, you know. And then I'm gonna go in for the nose. So what I do is I go against the sides a little bit just to shrink it, because again, animated characters always have tiny noses, and if you're like me and don't have a tiny nose, it can be frustrating sometimes. So you want to shrink it, and then I actually take a little bit and I go under my nose like this. I feel like it gives it a nice little like bloop, you know. It makes it look a little higher up. For eyeshadow, I'm actually going to use this little guy. It's a highlighter, but it feels right, so we're going to do that. And then we are going to take our blending brush and blend. And then I'm going to take some setting powder and go ahead and put it under my eyes and kind of just all over. This is what I use for my setting stuff. I used to use the loose powder, but that went by really, really fast. This one has lasted me a lot longer. And I think they were about the same price. So I would recommend this one. It's just going to last you a little longer. So for this, I just do a really, really light line out. And then bring it in. All right, so I did my eyeliner, and as you can see, it's super, super light, and I just kind of drew it out a little bit. So when you're at a distance, you can't really tell that it is a winged liner. I'm gonna go ahead and put my mascara on now. This is what I use for mascara. It's actually almost empty. I do need to get a new one, but it's the purple CoverGirl one. I abide by this. For lips, this is what I use. It's NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Meringue. And then blush. I suck at applying blush, so my pointers would be to use a really, really loose brush so that it doesn't become super like concentrated on your cheeks all at once, because that's usually my issue. I look crazy while I'm doing this, I'm so sorry. And then I put a little bit on my nose just because like it's kind of cute. Like that. Yeah. So that is my makeup for Wendy. I'm gonna go ahead and change into my costume. Right, and here we are. So I changed into my dress and everything, and it looks amazing. I'm so happy with it. And obviously I got my bow in my hair and everything, fixed up my hair a little bit, so it wasn't as messy. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like, I am going to put the link to my Amazon list below, and it's going to have the costume, it's going to have the majority of my makeup. So if you guys are interested in any of that, and if you buy it through my link, I will actually get a little bit of the profit. It's not a ton, but like every little penny helps. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next video.